is going on, Taurus? Welcome back to the channel, Elevated Spirits. It's Jazzy, your reader for today. This is going to be your spiritual journey reading. We're just going to check in with Spirit and your guides to see where you guys are at in your journey, how you're doing, what may be challenging you at this time, opportunities that are maybe presenting themselves to you, some advice from Spirit. So this is going to be a two-part reading. For whatever reason, was guided to do that this time around. So, you know, the signs that I've done so far have two parts. So you guys are going to have two parts as well. So I will link the second part in the description box of this video. So, and then the other one too, the other one, in case you happen to come across the video, the second one, and you haven't watched the first, you can watch that one as well. So that way, so the first reading, the first part is going to be oracle cards, answering the questions that we have for Spirit at this time for you guys. And then, I just let you guys some money incense, by the way. This is like the best money incense I've ever had, I've ever owned, that I am going to be having on my, selling on my site. So, yeah, what else? What was I going to say? So anyway, the first part is going to be oracle cards, and then the second part is going to be clarified with the tarot. So for those of you that received the messages that you needed during the first part, you don't have to watch the second part if you don't want to, but we will be diving deeper into the message for the second video. So yeah, let's get into this for Taurus Spirit. For those of you that are interested in booking a private consultation, checking out my SE wish list, checking out your other elements playlists, donating to the channel, all that stuff can and will be found in the description box of every single one of my videos below. Okay, so we're gonna see where's Taurus at on their spiritual journey currently. Spirit, where are they at currently? What's going on for them currently? So we have 8, Crystal Blessing, Grandmother Crystal Diva. So you guys are coming, I feel like, into a really prosperous time, Taurus. You may not see it yet, but there's a blessing that's on its way into your life. For some of you, this could definitely be a grandmother figure that's watching over you. That's like a, you know, one that's transitioned or passed over, that is gifting you some type of blessing. For some of you, it has to do with maybe your foresight. Some of you are getting some type of, like, some of your gifts are maybe being activated for some of you, like maybe gifts that you, that maybe other ancestors have had are finally coming online for some of you. Okay. So let's see, what is challenging? I want to get the cards out first. I always do that where I pull one card and then start talking about it, you know, and pull as I go type of thing. But I want to get these cards out first real fast and then, you know, get into all of them before we do the second part. So let's see, Spirit, what is challenging Taurus at this time? What is challenging Taurus? I talk about them so I can start pulling the next one, and then, you know, I get too caught up in the message to where that doesn't even happen. So challenging, balance. So we have card 19. Okay. At the bottom, realization. So Spirit, what is this challenge preparing Taurus for? So some of you may be having a hard time or finding it difficult to maintain your balance at this time, whether this is, you know, with maybe work and home, or work and love, or money and, you know, free time, whatever it is. You're, you know, some of you are just maybe having a hard time finding balance, where that, you know, some of you are about to experience a miracle, you know, some of you are about to receive some sort of blessing that is going to help restore balance in your life. And I feel like some of you, this is something that you didn't plan for, something that maybe you didn't even see coming. And it makes sense because it's a crystal blessing, meaning like it's from your ancestors, it's from your guides. So of course you're not going to expect it. I feel like for some of you, you're like, whatever this blessing is, it's something that you're not going to, it's one that you're not expecting, but you're not going to see coming because you didn't ask for it. I feel like it's just something that your guides know that you need, that's going to really help you at this time. So compassion. I feel like you guys have learned a lot of lessons, and you know, it's putting you in a position. I feel like the position you're in right now is helping you guys really learn the lessons that you needed to learn so you can get to the next step in your journey, because we have fertility underneath that. So there's definitely, I feel like you guys are coming into a really fertile period, meaning a very a period where the intentions you set, the things that you start taking action on, the goals that you have, this is a very fertile time for those things to come to fruition, for maybe things that you've already asked for to start coming in to start things, like, so to speak, seeds you've planted, for them to start sprouting. This is a time for that. But there are some lessons that you needed to learn first. Okay. So I feel like Spirit is wanting you to have, compassion for yourself, because there's things you had to learn. But as you regain your balance, right? It's like the lessons that you needed to learn, all that stuff, it's done with. You've completed that part. So it's like, although you may be feeling, challenged with things being kind of like, not the best, maybe having a hard time. Some of you having a really hard time finding your balance, maybe with your relationship or with yourself, different things. There's something to learn in that. There's always a lesson. And when you look at it from that perspective, that it's teaching you something, you're less prone to take whatever the challenge is personally, right? And it makes it easier to navigate when we don't take it personal, because it's really not personal. It's all for the experience. It's all for, the lessons, the things that we're supposed to take from it to, evolve, to elevate our spirit, to ascend, essentially. So let's see, what opportunity is that? What does the divine want you to focus on? Spirit, what do you want Taurus to focus on right now? Where do you want Taurus to put their focus at this time? What do you want Taurus to focus on, please? So stability, staff. So this is about what I was just talking about, setting your intention, being intentional with what you want. I know it's like Taurus, y'all are a sign that appreciates a feeling of stability and home. So I feel like that's important for you guys anyway. Which I feel like is definitely coming in for you. But I feel like it's important for you guys to get clear about what that is. What does stability look like for you? What does that mean to you? Get clear about what it is that you want, so that way Spirit knows what to give you. You see what I'm saying? It's like you can ask for a burrito, but what kind of burrito, right? You can ask for, go on Amazon to pick a lamp, but what kind of lamp? You know what I mean? You want to be specific about what it is you're asking for and set your intentions, so that way your actions correspond with the goal. You guys are learning a lot of things right now. And parts of your soul that has been like chipped away at through like your experiences and traumas and things like that. This is the time to call your power back to you. North Node is in your sign right now. And those of you like myself who have a Taurus in North Node, whose North Node is Taurus, my North Node is Taurus. So like for me, it makes sense. Like now's the time to step into your power. For those of you that, are a Taurus, or if you're a Taurus North Node, that's what this time is about. Really stepping into your power, letting your light shine. Your guides are blessing you with something major, but you need to be able to come into balance in order to receive it. So let's see. What opportunity is opening up for Taurus Spirit? What opportunities are opening up for Taurus during this time? Opportunities are opening up for Taurus. New adventure, the Fool came out. So some of you, this is a brand new beginning, a brand new start, for some of you, it's like a brand new life. Okay, key is at the bottom. New beginnings, directions, and adventures await for those ready to let go of the past. Okay, so for those of y'all that are ready to, have a new beginning, it's here. We have the Fool, the Star, and Cycles. Okay, so the Fool says, have the courage to embrace change, take risks, be adventurous. 2 cards speaking of adventures. Star, hard times are over, look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. And then Cycles. Okay, so I definitely feel like you guys have put a cycle to rest. You've put it to bed, and you guys are being blessed in some type of major way for the work you've done. I feel like some of you have come quite a ways, and Spirit now wants you to, there's a new opportunity here. There's a new beginning here. You guys have learned a lot of lessons, And now it's time for the scales to be balanced out on your behalf. For where things have been on shaky grounds, things have really been up and down. Now it's time for things to stabilize for you guys. It's time for a new start. It's time for a new beginning. It's time for things that you've been asking for to come into fruition. Now is the time. Now it's time for the new cycle. Now it's time for the new beginning. The things that you've been asking for, it's time for them to come in. So your blessings are coming in. This is a very, very fertile time. Like, it's time for your life, it's for you to step into your life purpose for some of you. It's like you had to close out some cycles for maybe you to even get clear about what the hell your purpose even was, right? And now that you've done that, you give yourself grace to know this was part of the path. Like, I had to go through certain things to learn what it is I was supposed to learn. Certain things you can't help other people with, have you not experienced it first? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how could you teach someone how to ride a bike if you've never gotten on one? You see what I'm saying? So there's certain things that you guys have had to go through in order to position you to, help someone else. Okay. Let's grab a couple of these. And then we'll jump into part 2. I'm so shocked. The time was definitely I don't know. Okay. I fucks with it. I love that it's not super duper long, because the other ones were way longer for some reason. I don't know. I feel like too, when I'm not guided to read for a while and I'm gone for a few days, I end up getting bombarded with, like, I feel like a fuck ton of downloads, like, at once. So I feel like that's why sometimes some readings are a lot longer when I've been gone for a little while, just because it's like playing catch up, kind of like backlog is what I'm getting. So, all right, let's see. Let's clarify, Spirit. What are some opportunities that are opening up for Taurus at this time? In this reading, just so you guys know, I did forget to mention this at the beginning, but so you guys know, this reading is timeless, right? But this is intended for when you see this video and, up into around the next 30 days out. So when you see this, Spirit for Taurus. Something that you guys never thought could ever happen. Okay, some of you this may be dealing with the Cancer. Card number 7. Some of you may be a life path number 7. We also have 8 here. So, believe in the impossible. Romantic ending. Hopeful. Magic. Unicorns. Happily ever after. Stories we tell. Aspire. So, I feel like for some of you, there's an opportunity for something to happen here that you never thought would be possible. Like a fairy tale type of ending. Because you allowed one cycle to close, you're opening up the possibility to one that you never thought you could ever have. Just because you believed that you could have it. And that's what it takes. That's how manifestation truly works. You have to believe it before you can see it. It's your belief that makes it real, right? So some of you, there's an opportunity here for you to have something you never thought you'd have, but you have to allow yourself to believe in the impossible, or the seemingly impossible, right? Is it really impossible, or your thoughts or your previous experiences or someone else's projections told you it was impossible, right? Yeah. I feel like it's going to be important for you guys to be vulnerable. Some of you may be kind of like worried about being humiliated, being kind of like publicly ridiculed or something like that, but I feel like you don't have to worry about that. Okay? I feel like you don't have to worry about that. It's like you have to remember that you are the operant power of your reality. So that means that you decide how things play out, right? You have the ability to decide, if things go in your favor or not. You have to just decide and believe it, and, decide that that's it. That this is how I decide it's going to happen, and there is no other option outside of that. And in that sense, it has no choice but to happen that way. And if it doesn't, that just means that you weren't tuned into the correct frequency. So there's, an opportunity there. So let's get one more, Spirit, for Taurus. What opportunity will be opening up for them? What's coming through? Headache, illness, self-care, needing self-care, something's off, crisis, body signal, root. So Virgo 5. So some of you may be going through some changes. Some of you, this could be a cycle that's trying to close out for you. And your body is telling you, your body is talking to you. Some of you need to pay attention to that. What is your body telling you? If you're being guided to go get something checked out, please go get it checked out, right? If you're being guided to eat differently, some of you are having headaches I just realized we got 5-5 here, okay? So 5-5, 5s definitely represent change. 10s represent the new beginnings, right? The 9 is really the end. The 10 represents the new start, because that's the 1. The 0 is infinite. It's never ending. So it's really the 9 that's the end. The 10 represents new beginnings. So this is technically a 10 here. Okay. And 1 here at the bottom. Spiritual insight, divine favor, power and strength, motivate, holy, kindness, mental force. Some of you are stronger than you think. I feel like your stability is being restored here. That's what Spirit wants you to focus on, is, you know, regaining your stability, your foundation. That starts within. As within, so without, as above, so below. So it's like you have to start with your foundation internally, with your vessel, right? And, you know, give compassion to yourself for, you know, the things that you've experienced, the things that you've gone through, you know, the lessons that you had to learn, even though they were difficult, you know, and stuff like that. You know, I feel like sometimes we regret things that we've done and how we, you know, did things where it's like, damn, like I could have made this a lot easier on myself, you know, but you have to forgive yourself too. And know that, you know, you did the best you could with where you were at the time. Just like the people in our experiences, is the same for them, right? We have to sometimes give that grace, and that doesn't give a pass to people's, you know, shitty behavior at all. But there is a you know, a need to accept what has happened. Does it make it right? Fuck no. But it did happen. It did play out. And, you know, how do we move forward, right? How do we release that? How do we transmute that energy into, you know, a different story, you know, a different outcome. So that way we shift that energy into something that we want versus something less desirable. So we're going to close this part 1 out for you guys. So we're going to dive into part 2, which will clarify these messages with the tarot to get a little bit further insight into what's going on for you guys right now in your spiritual journey. So I just feel like right now you guys are just in this place where you're maybe finding it difficult to, you know, to have balance in your life. There's maybe a lot of things going on, things that are coming up to the surface at this time. So it's important for you guys to really, you know, there's an opportunity here to rebuild, to maybe start over, start again, because you've learned some lessons. I feel like some of you have gone through a lot, and you're coming into, you know, some type of blessing that's going to help restore balance in your life. And, you know, to kind of like give you a fresh start. So it's going to be important for you guys to really believe in miracles at this time, to really believe that, you know, believe in the impossible, believe that, you know, things can shift in an instant, you know, because that's what's possible here. But it's based on what you believe. Things are trying to happen for you. Things are shifting for you. Wishes are being granted in your favor, on your behalf. You may not be able to see it right now, and that's on purpose. I feel like it's being divinely orchestrated the way it is for a reason. So it's just going to be up to you to decide, you know, how do you respond? How do you step into this? Okay. So we're going to carry this over into part 2. If this is where we part ways, I appreciate you being here. If you would like this video, if you got what you needed from this reading, I would really appreciate if you dropped in the comments how it resonated for you. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up the video. Consider subbing if you have not.